Welcome to Scooby-Doo Legend of the podcast where we try to investigate the cinematic timeline of Scooby-Doo. I'm your host, Ashton.
I'm your other host, London.
And I'm your other host, Mariah.
Welcome to Chapter 31. We are on a brand new series with There's No Creature Like Snow Creature. So before we jump into this episode, we have another review that I would like to read. So really appreciate this. This is sent in by Zach. So thank you, Zach, for sending in this review. He said, "Hi guys, I really enjoy your podcast. I always listen to it when it comes out. You guys do an amazing job at it. So thank you so much, Zach. That's really kind. Short and sweet. Appreciate you taking the time to do that and saying nice words."
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Nice.
So, okay, again, before we totally dive into this, we are in a brand new series. We are finally on our second series of our timeline. This is What's New Scooby-Doo. This is the series technically I grew up with. It was the one that was airing while I was growing up. I remember waking up and watching the new episodes air. I have a few recorded on VHS I probably could go back and find of recording when they aired originally. So this series is very nostalgic for me. It's very reminiscent of my childhood. But what do you guys think of just the first episode? I believe this is the introduction of What's New Scooby-Doo to both of you.
Yeah, I've never seen an episode before. I thought it was really cute, and I liked all the new kind of things of the times, like the new gadgets and the stuff that they have to solve the mysteries. So I thought it was kind of cool. New update that I liked.
Yeah, it's updated. Yeah. Even their outfits are a little updated.
Yeah. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, I thought it was fun. I'm excited to see even more of it. It was a good intro for the series, I guess. I'm just ready to see what's next.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I haven't totally watched this whole series through in quite some years, but I'm excited to revisit some. There are definitely some hidden gem episodes I feel like within this series. One I'm excited to get to is I think it's called Diamonds Are Ghoul's Best Friend, but it's about going to a hockey tournament and there's this ice creature thing. I mean, kind of had the same thing here, but
wait.
But I really like that episode, and I feel like there's some hidden gem monsters within this series too. Some I feel like are a little more cartoony, but then I feel like there are some that kind of put the gang in more dangerous situations than you would think. At least starting out this series, you don't really get the vibe of totally dangerous. I mean, the gang members did have some danger here, but some of the later villains and monsters I feel like will get kind of out for blood type of.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm excited. This series doesn't really go dark necessarily at all. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited for this series because, again, it's the one I grew up with. And I know a lot of people enjoy this series. It's a very, very highly regarded series. So, yeah, we're in a favorite series right now. So, yeah. Here we go.
Yay!
Episode 1, this is Chapter 31. There's no creature like snow creature. Let's jump in with Fred. He is excited to get to this lodge to meet all of his boarding heroes.
Yeah, he was so excited to get to the ski lodge, and there was a snowboarding championship going on, and he apparently is a big snowboarding fan. Yeah. I did not know, but he was excited. Knew everyone.
Yeah, true. He was like, oh my gosh, it's so-and-so. Oh my gosh, it's so-and-so.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I was like, whoa. Slow down there, Fred. I thought kind of he had a little bit of a crush on the one Gretchen girl.
Yeah, Gretchen.
Ooh. He's getting all starstruck. But Thought
Yeah, that
was
was
funny.
funny.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't necessarily come to ski, but it is another instance they're going to a ski lodge and never ski.
I know. Then that was one of my favorite episodes was when they went to in the pup named Scooby-Doo.
Yep.
But yeah, they don't end up. Of course, they find a mystery, and they're too absorbed with that to actually ski or snowboard or do anything.
Because it's affecting Fred's boarding heroes.
Exactly.
It's all about Fred.
It's all about Fred.
Yeah, in our last episode, I was like, this movie should have been Fred and the Monster of Mexico, not Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I didn't even watch it, but from what you've told me, it sounds like Scooby and Shaggy had nothing to do with anything that was going on.
So Fred has put a GPS in the Mystery Machine now.
And he claims that it can get you to your location within, what was it, 5 inches? 5 something?
Yeah, just supposed to be accurate.
Yeah, it's supposed to be super accurate, which unfortunately it tries to make them drive off a cliff, so it must not be as accurate as he claims.
Yeah, and it's all welcome. Enjoy your stay on the beach or whatever.
Yeah, it's glitching out.
He was just following that blindly. He would have just driven off the cliff.
Even after Velma tells him, hey, I think you're supposed to turn that way, not this way.
Yeah, that was funny.
The GPS is going to carry on. I don't know necessarily in this series specifically. I can't remember another instance. But again, it's been a hot minute since I've watched this whole series through. But I know in some other movies we'll get into, he'll have a GPS and with like a voice. But the GPS almost kind of gets its own personality eventually. And they'll kind of be saying stuff or whatever, and it kind of will comment back and be like, oh, well, Shaggy and Scooby's not helping out. Basically just kind of side comments. And there's even an end credit scene in the movie Legend of the Phantasaur, and it's just shows the van just abandoned or whatever, and it's basically just hey, I'm still here, you guys love me. So it kind of becomes its own. It's almost like the Mystery Machine is getting a voice.
Yeah, it's becoming its own character. The GPS is its voice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it'll be kind of fun to see it alterate and kind of see what happens with that. But so yeah, Fred is super excited to meet this snowboarding heroes. The first one, didn't he meet Gretchen first?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
And then we meet
Chris Klug.
Yeah, Chris Klug, who is signing an autograph, not for him.
Yeah.
I just feel like he was talking to this other guy, signing an autograph, and Fred was just like, "Oh my gosh, Chris Klug!" He was just like, "Okay, thanks, bye." Sorry to interrupt.
He was getting all excited and oh my gosh, yeah, kind of geeking out. That was cute.
Eventually, we see this creep going up the mountain, and Fred's like, "Let's follow him." I was like, "Okay, Fred." Let's just follow the creeper.
Well, it's just funny. He just jumps oh, he's a creep, and he walks all weird, or he must be doing something wrong.
Yeah, you know what it reminded me of? His animation of walking reminded me of that elusive footage of Bigfoot.
Oh yeah,
type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, because they just show this silhouette, and he's just grrr.
Yeah.
He also though. When he sees Velma in danger, he gets the monster to chase him.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah.
Velma was like, "Oh my gosh, what do I do? I'm in this giant puffy coat thing. I can't move." And so Fred ran out and was like, "Hey, you frozen beast or whatever, come get me." And then that's when he breaks his leg. Yes, so he falls down.
Yes.
Which, he breaks his leg.
Yeah, we don't see this a lot in Scooby of because
injuries and
cartoon characters can fall and be fine, I mean, we see it with the monster in this episode.
Yeah.
But yeah, I honestly thought it was kind of cool. It kind of gave the gang there is some sense of real danger for him. Mm-hmm. Where falling doesn't just get right back up type of thing. There was a consequence to him not watching where he was running. But but then it kind of put him a little bit in a way on the back burner of the mystery. But he kind of helped guide the gang, kind of was their eyes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like that happened way early on in the episode. And so everyone else kind of had to take the lead there, which was interesting to me.
Yeah, new dynamic for all of them.
Yeah. I liked it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Yeah. So we'll talk about that, but I thought that was cool.
So Fred, he's doing this thing again like he did from Legend of the Vampires, like just assuming it's all okay. He's like, okay, we need a decoy snowboarder. And he's just like, so we're going to enter ourselves into this competition?
Yeah. He gets super brazen about that, I think. Especially with, like, the guy, Bruce Wilkinson. He's like, by the way, this is going to happen. And he's like, okay, kid.
I didn't like that Bruce guy.
Yeah. What does he say? He's like, whatever, keeps the contest going. Yeah. Whatever you want to do. I don't really care about the stupid ice monster or snow monster.
Him and the reporter lady kind of seemed like the red herring of the episode.
Yeah.
They both, the one lady was kind of up to something. He was just like, if this doesn't go through, I'll lose a bunch of money or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. They were definitely trying to lead you in that direction.
Yeah.
The whole episode.
I kind of liked Fred had a moment of caring for Daphne. So after he broke his leg, Daphne was like, okay, I'll take the lead on this. Just tell me where to go. Where should I be looking? What should I be looking out for and whatever? And Fred was like, no, it's too dangerous. And Daphne was like, what you going to say after that? Like, what's your comment after that, sir?
I'm a girl.
Yeah. Because I'm a girl. Yeah. So this is our starting point of Daphne really taking care of herself. I mean, we kind of saw it in Legend of the Vampire. But this is her just starting to become really more daring and take care of herself in these situations. So that'll be exciting to see more. And, I mean, we will see her kind of, like, learn different skills, or just on the whim be like, oh, we're going to try this. One of my favorite lines from Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, they get trapped in this ball trap. It's like a trap door at this old man's manor. And it's like, ring the doorbell one more time and you'll regret the consequences type of thing. And so they're like, whatever, pull it. And they go down. Anyway, so Velma's like, oh my gosh, it's a, like, thumbprint scanner to open the cage, whatever. And Daphne's like, oh, well, let me get my makeup. And Velma's all, like, really? Makeup right now? And Daphne's all, Velma, it's never too late to learn how to properly apply makeup or whatever. And so then she, like, gets blush and a pore strip. Anyways, she's basically able to get, like, a print of the thumbprint and then put it onto the scanner. So then the scanner kind of recognizes it and unlocks and whatever. And then, it opens, they get saved, and she's like, I enjoy being a girl. So, I don't know, I kind of love this Daphne. I'm like, yeah, you don't need no man to take care of yourself. Like, you got this type of thing. So
that's cool.
And then my only other note for Fred is that he comes up with this plan. We actually hear that in solid form, and he even starts describing how the plan's going to work, the trap and everything. So. Yeah.
He came up with the trap to catch the monster.
Yeah.
Even with a broken leg.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were all outside, even, ready to catch him with his crutches.
Poor Fred. He was trooping.
Yeah, he was a trooper in this episode. I was like, wow, I'd be like, I'm done.
Good luck. Let me know when it's done.
But, yeah, nope, he persevered. Good old Fred.
Are we good to go, Daphne, or did anybody have anything else?
I think I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Daphne, my first note for her is that she's excited to meet a movie star.
Oh, yeah. The Avalanche Anderson. Yeah.
She's like, you're a movie star? And he's all, no, I just did some stunts and some movies for people. Yeah. So, because I know there's a movie called Haunted Hollywood. And, like, in that movie, she's very like, we're in Hollywood. Like, oh, I gotta, like, while we're here, I gotta be in some form of movie and whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just kind of like seeing this little aspect of what, you know, like, you kind of almost feel like this is stereotypical of Daphne, but I don't feel like she goes overboard here.
No.
You know, she was just like, wait, you're a movie star? Like, I think I've seen you.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I thought that was fun.
Like, she's in her element. Like,
yeah. She is very much like the caregiver of the gang this episode, because she tells Fred to stay and rest, and she tells Velma eventually to rest, because Velma gets a cold. And, yeah, I don't know, she was just very like, here's your wheelchair, Fred, lay down, here's some stuff to keep your mind off, and, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
she was.
She wasn't panicked. She was just like, okay, well, we're just gonna take each thing as it comes and just deal with it.
Yeah, because Shaggy and Scooby were kind of, like, off doing their own thing, like, trying to get food or whatever, and Daphne was, like, taking care of Velma and Fred. It was kind of fun. And then she makes Velma go in her room and watch some DVD. Or Fred's like, watch these DVDs.
Yeah. She's like, lucky me.
But yeah, she was. I didn't think about that, but you definitely, yeah, that's true.
And then we see her when she goes off on her own, which I honestly love this. Like, you know, she's a teenager. She's, you know, like, oh, I'm alone. Like, I'm just having fun. Anyway, she's just going crazy on that snowmobile. You know, like, which is what you kind of think, like, a teenager would do on a snowmobile, you know, or anything like that, four-wheeler type.
She was going all over the place.
And even Fred was like, you call that careful?
Oh my gosh.
She's like, chill out. I'm just having fun.
Daphne's, or she kind of like hurries and puts them, she's like, hey, Velma, go to bed. Fred, get in the wheelchair. I'm leaving. Yeah. Daphne's flying solo. Like,
she was ready for her moment.
She's like, okay, I'm going.
She was ready to just have fun. She's like, we came here for a vacation. I'm going to get a little piece of that.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like that's, you know, she's, you know, trying to look for clues and, like, solve the mystery, but also just kind of have a little bit of fun because, that's what they're there for.
Situation.
Yeah.
She is quick to think on her toes. This, just like we saw in Legend of the Vampire, the monster comes for her when she's alone, and at first she's like, oh, I'll melt it, because she has a blow dryer with her. Who doesn't?
Right?
And obviously the monster is not melting, and it kind of like, I don't think it necessarily hit her, but she was almost like taken back, like, wait, you know, like, oh my gosh, nothing's happening. And so she kind of like steps back and is like, oh, there's snow falling. Hit it enough that it'll fall, and then it caused a little avalanche in the shed she was in to at least stop the monster, and she could get out quick. Yeah. So, I don't know, I just like that aspect of her character. She's like, okay, I can hurry and make an escape quick.
Yeah, she's like not scared, really. She's just kind of thinks about it, and she's like, okay, this is what I need to do, and this is how I get away, and she doesn't get scared like Shaggy and Scooby would. She just kind of thinks really quick, like you said, and like you said, I like that about her character.
A lot of people kind of call at least this version of Daphne we're seeing right now, MacGyver Daphne.
Oh yeah, MacGyver Daphne, definitely, I can see that. She's got some like sort of thing up her sleeve.
Yeah.
She's always ready with, so yeah. I can already tell she's a really cool in this series. I'm gonna like her.
And yeah, so this version, I guess you could say, of Daphne, this is how she's gonna be until our first timeline shift. So we're gonna see this for quite a while. So
cool. Yeah.
That's all I had for her. Did anybody have anything else?
I put that she, like, at the end, kind of spotted the guy in the mountains at the control center.
Yeah,
He
true.
was controlling the monster. It was kind of a small detail, but she was like, because this is kind of a spoiler, I guess, but they discover the monster isn't a real person, it's being controlled. And they're like, but who's controlling it? And she was like, up there. I can see him.
That guy. Come on, guys.
I will say, like, you know, I've watched almost every Scooby there is to watch. And my parents have kind of told me this too, but it's really helped me to be aware of my surroundings. And I feel like this is kind of an example. I mean, it wasn't very big, like you said, but, you know, it was just like, well, there's someone up there, so it's probably them, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It does kind of help kids, I guess, be like, just be aware, like take in around you. Don't necessarily be like, they're a bad guy, but just, watch, be careful type of thing.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
Okay, Velma, her sassy side's starting to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly kind of like that she also took a back seat in this episode and gave a little highlight to Daphne, Shaggy, and Scooby. But she bundles up to the max. She is your stereotypical kid going to school during a snowy day in a marshmallow suit.
She's like the kid from Christmas Story.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she's determined not to catch a cold, but of course she's the only one that gets sick.
Yeah, I know. I was like, karma.
Yeah. Yeah, and it made her like cranky too when she got sick.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, sarcasm much?
Yeah, at one point she's like, I'm not too sick to see a clue, notice a clue when I see one.
Yeah.
Because, to be fair, Shaggy kind of was teasing her, but...
Yeah. Yeah, she was already just like, well, I'm not going to catch a cold, and because they were making fun of her, and then she catches one, and she's like, ugh, just kind of... And then when Fred's like, you can watch these snowboarding DVDs, she's like, oh, lucky me, yay.
Which we don't see her actually watch them. She just gets in bed and turns off the lights.
Like, bleh.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna crash for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then, so the whole gang actually joins in the trap, and she's the reason that the trap doesn't work at first.
Yeah.
Because of her cold, she sneezes.
Yeah. And releases it way too early, right?
Yeah.
It got Shaggy and Scooby, yeah.
That's right.
And I didn't have a lot for him.
She finds the first clue, the newspaper clipping of Theo, the trail manager, used to be a skier, and a snowboarder ruined his career because they ran into each other or something, on the hill. I don't remember, but yeah, she's like, I spotted this clue, or yeah. I'm not too sick to notice that there's a clue right there. That's what,
But yeah, so she kind of does take a back seat in this episode, but she's the one that's like, oh, I know everything. She's the one that explains everything at the end. Fred jumps in here and there, but she's like, yeah, I know who it is, and I know why. And so even though she wasn't necessarily always a part of out searching for clues, she put it all together.
Yeah.
It's like they brought him back and was like, okay, here's what we found, and she's like, okay, got it.
But wasn't she also the one that, literally just got sick of the snow monster at the end and just, pulls out that little piece in him, which breaks him? She's like, I'm tired of this, and just pulls it out.
Yeah, the monster, falls down and breaks because it's a robot, and it's still, trying to reach for Shaggy and Scooby, and she just comes up, she's like, no, you don't. But, okay, I know she's smart, but if you look, there are two little panel things that she pulls out one, and there are two right next to each other. How does she know which one to pull out? Maybe they're batteries?
Yeah, maybe, taking out one just...
obviously turns it off type of thing? Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, good point.
I also thought it was funny, while we're talking about that once, right before it was, revealed that was a robot, finally we see his feet, and they're the conveyor belt feet things, because we hadn't seen his feet the whole time, because he just, slid through the snow. Uh-huh. And I just thought it was funny.
That helps him, mobilize himself throughout the snow, which makes sense.
That's all I had for Velma.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, Shaggy, he's just excited for the food once they get there. He's just like, yeah, think about all the hot food.
Hot cocoa, hot cider, hot cakes.
Yummy. Made me a little hungry.
Yeah, really.
Because normally he'll say, chocolate hot dog or something gross, and I'm like, those are, normal foods.
That you should crave.
Yeah. Okay, so Fred actually, swerves the mystery machine at the beginning of this episode because they have a TV in the Mystery Machine
Yeah.
that they can get the news on.
Yeah, like, oh,
Yeah.
let's see what's happening here.
Daphne just pulled it down like, oh look, the news.
And they're watching the news that's happening at the lodge. Anyway, so like they're distracted, and Fred's watching the news, and they're driving right into the reporter, and then Velma's like, "Watch the road, like come on!" And obviously Fred's like, "Whoa!" overcorrects himself and kind of swerves, but Shaggy was not fazed by it whatsoever. He was just like, "Whoa, nice parking karma." I just thought that was funny because everyone else was kind of like, "Woo!"
Yeah.
and Shaggy's sitting there. Yay, again!
This is fun.
Yeah. He is the snowboarder decoy since Fred injured his leg.
Yeah, I thought that was funny because Fred's like, well, obviously I'll be the snowboarder. That's, you know.
I watch all these snowboarders and the movies, so I know how to snowboard.
Yeah. So, but of course you couldn't do it. So
Yeah.
Shaggy's the runner-up.
Which, yeah, I mean, does Shaggy even know too?
I don't know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, does he know how to
It
snowboard?
was almost like he was so scared that he was able to dodge all the objects. I mean, he kind of realized during, I can kind of handle this, but he was still scared.
Yeah.
But I would just chalk it up to luck.
Yeah, really.
Like, he was lucky. I don't think he'd be able to recreate that unless he was, again, just terrified.
Yeah.
Did you also notice his snowboard was the Mystery Machine
Yeah,
decal?
I did notice that.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was fun.
That's gonna happen quite a bit.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole franchise now. We'll see if they use stuff or... I know in a movie that'll be coming up not too long, it's called Aloha Scooby-Doo, and they're in Hawaii, and instead of bringing the Mystery Machine to Hawaii, they have like a rental Jeep that has the same Mystery Machine design.
Oh,
What
my
a
gosh.
coincidence.
Yeah.
Well, they had to specifically ask for that one, right?
Or, or did Daphne just have them parked all around the world,
Yeah,
like her
that's
airplane?
Like her airplanes, that's right. That's probably what it was. They probably have like a Mystery Machine, like tank, and
Right?
like a bunch of different vehicles.
Well, eventually Fred trips out the Mystery Machine, so like if they go into water, it can turn into like a submarine.
Oh,
So it's
like
gonna
a
become
Bond
an all-around-
mobile.
Yeah, a transformer. Like-
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh, okay. I had a question. We see him and Shaggy and Scooby cooking at one point.
Chili.
Well, can you just cook in a hotel
Oh.
kitchen?
I think they always kind of find their way, and they don't really ask. They just somehow maneuver back there, and then sometimes people will, like, question them.
Yeah.
Well, not always. And this time, they ended up hiding before they got caught. Because they were because the people that came in were, like, talking about...
Everything that was going on.
Yeah, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we gotta listen for clues.
hmm Yeah, anyway, I don't know why I questioned it, but I was just like,
No, honestly, like, why are they always just helping themselves? And also, Scooby
Yeah.
ate all that guy's, like,
Yeah.
a bunch of food
Like
baskets.
gift baskets.
Yeah, he, like, ate all of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's
he
right.
ate all of them. I was like,
And-
are those even yours?
And Daphne was just like, oh, Scooby. And I'm like, oh, Scooby, are you paying for that?
Oh, Scooby, you're going to be washing dishes for the
Yeah,
time we're
like,
here.
Can't just eat someone's gift baskets.
Okay, I actually thought about this, like, not while we've been recording an episode, just like, on my own, I have this random thought. Yeah, we see Shaggy and Scooby eat all the time and whatever. We never see them pay for it, ever.
Yeah, they just...
Do they have like a pass, like when they go to these places, like an all eating, just like a cruise or something, where they can just like eat whatever they want?
Throughout the whole world?
For anywhere? It's like an eating pass?
Or are they just so well known that they're like, oh, it's Shaggy and Scooby, help yourself.
But you would think that if they were that well known, they would have more people come up to them while they're eating, Not
Yeah.
just-
Well, and like, going to this hotel, this ski lodge, I feel like they would be like, oh, you get luxury rooms because you're Mystery Inc. type of thing, Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like Shaggy and Scooby always, like, get away with the most
Yeah.
of all the gang.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
My only other note for Shaggy is that he is the bait twice in this episode.
Yeah, he is.
He's the decoy, and then he's the bait for the trap.
Yeah.
Poor Shaggy.
Poor Shaggy.
And then at the end, he ends up winning the competition.
Which I don't get how he won.
No.
Like I didn't get what the
was it a
competition
race?
was.
Or...
Yeah.
I know, I think it was speed and like, which he should have been like disqualified technically because he fell off his snowboard and just like rolls down halfway. So I'm like, if that counts as winning, I guess.
I can go do that.
Yeah, anyone can go win. They're just rolling down the hill.
Worst snowboarding competition ever.
Yeah, and that one guy lost like all his money. I'm like, oh, makes sense because they weren't very well regulated apparently.
No wonder Shaggy won.
Oh my gosh! Like everybody, I'd be watching and be like, "Boo!" Turn off the
TV. What's on the other sports channel?
Go watch some.
I think it's because Bruce Wilkinson lost all of his backers, so he was probably just like, "Whatever."
You win. I'll have to pay you. Moving on. Yeah. So that's all I have for Shaggy.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Scooby, I don't have a lot for him. He actually saves him and Shaggy.
I know, he was so brave. Like, he just, like, jumped right in.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I gotta save Shaggy. I gotta shave Shaggy.
You gotta shave Shaggy.
Shaggy forever. Raggy. But I thought that was cool. I was like, oh my gosh, he's like, on board. He's not scared. He's just going for it.
Well,
that's his best friend.
Because he saw him getting chased, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, Shaggy, and he grabbed his leg and just was like, boom.
Yeah, that was cool.
Broke the ice with his claw so that they could drift away.
Yeah.
And escape the monster.
And his tail was the
propeller.
Yeah. Which now it kind of makes sense why the monster didn't go in the water because he was a robot.
That's true.
Would have just malfunctioned and drowned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so again, the trap kind of malfunctions because of Velma, but then Scooby actually gets Velma to activate a natural trap, but Velma is starting to sneeze and Scooby quickly turns her around so that she'll sneeze towards a mountain and causes a little avalanche that caught the criminal.
Yeah.
So
he was very on top of things.
Yeah,
in this episode.
right. That's all I had for him though.
I put that he scares Shaggy at the end.
Oh yeah, he wears the monster's mask.
Yeah.
The
mask that's not really a mask. It's like a head.
The broken head, which is actually what scares Shaggy into doing the competition.
True.
Because he's like, I'm not going to do it. And then Scooby pulls out of the snow and scares him. And then he wins.
Woohoo!
Yay.
Good job.
Yeah, we'll actually see this quite a bit. Scooby using some form of the monster's costume afterwards to be like, hee hee hee, I'm so sneaky.
Oh, Scooby.
So we had... Okay, I only felt like there was a lot of side characters because they all came in at once.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot. Like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7?
7?
Yeah.
How many do I have?
Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 6. Sorry. I thought I had 7. I have 6.
Okay, yeah, I have 6. Great, who did I miss?
But, to talk about Nancy Chang, I was like, that was just, what was she planning? The whole time.
Never explained.
It's she kept saying, well, we'll get our story, don't you worry, on her phone. And so I'm sitting here thinking, okay, what is she doing? And then, nothing ever comes of it. It's just, a red herring. And it's just, to make you think that she was doing it. But I was like, what is she doing?
Yeah, I mean, obviously she was the news reporter for whatever channel.
Yeah.
And it almost seemed like their news channel, she wasn't getting good enough stories or something, or she was getting the wrong stories or something. And so she was like, no, don't worry, I have this, I can do this. But, none of that was explained in the end.
No, it was, I'm like, that was weird.
Yeah.
she was really, maniacal and just oh, I'm gonna get this, and don't you worry, I'm gonna get this story, and I'll do anything to raise the ratings. And so I'm thinking, she's doing something pretty bad, but who knows?
Maybe maybe she was in cahoots with Avalanche.
Maybe.
And now, since they caught Avalanche, and, you know, we're like, okay, mystery solved. She's like, hee, now I can do my real plan.
Maybe, yeah.
Will we see her again?
Will we see her again?
Now we gotta pay attention.
Yeah, because maybe she'll be like a reporter
Yeah.
that just kind of like shows up. And one time she'll actually be she'll be the one.
Do we see her? Okay.
It's a grand scheme.
Yeah.
Hold up. I know there's an episode where there's like a big... this one, Kate. She might actually come back. We're gonna hurry and see.
Oh, that's cool, because I would be interested. Oh, that was her.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Channel 3.
So what is she doing in this movie? It's her.
She's reporting about this magician's final trick type of thing.
Oh.
So. Okay, yeah. So we do see her again.
Okay, well that's better.
I mean, I wonder if, like, past that episode too, if we'll ever see her more.
Yeah.
But, okay. So we gotta pay attention for her.
Yeah.
She's like the new broadcaster from Pup.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So this will be interesting.
Nancy, right? Her name
Nancy.
is
Yeah, Nancy. So, Chris Klug, all I put was, he was the first one to get attacked.
Yep. He was kind of, yeah. It kind of reminded me of the vampire, like at the beginning when they get attacked, and it's just like...
Never seen him again. I mean, we saw him again.
Yeah, but it's like, oh no, they're attacking like these contestants.
Yeah.
Just the start of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a very heavy time for Scooby-Doo where we get this, what's called a cold open. I really enjoy them. I really enjoy cold opens. There's a term for it. I'd have to look it up. I have no idea. But where it's basically a moment in like a story basically where supernatural beings and stuff can exist, but it's not confirmed or denied. But also it could be fake, but again, that's not confirmed or denied either. It's this middle part.
Yeah.
Basically, you're like in this middle and kind of swing back and forth throughout the episode, you know? But the cold opens for Scooby-Doo are like the pinnacle of that term that I'd have to look up. Because, yeah, you like watch it and you're like, oh no, this person got attacked or got kidnapped or something. Like, what is it? What is it doing? Why is it trying? You know? But I just love cold opens because it's like, it gets you hooked.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I really like the cold opens. The new Scoob movie, which we still need to watch.
Yeah, I know.
There was a deleted scene on the Blu-ray where they were going to start the movie with a cold open, and I so wish they would have, because the cold open was so good. And, I mean, it makes sense story-wise why they took it out, but I just thought it was such a good cold open. And I don't know. I'm a sucker for cold opens.
Yeah.
If it starts with a cold open, I'm like, okay, we're getting into this. I mean, I'm not against either to having, like, an opening of the gang kind of, like, finishing a mystery and then being like, oh, hey, now we're getting pulled into this next one that's that movie or episode's mystery, more or less. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chris Klug was our cold open.
Is there any like that is like a cold open that doesn't necessarily happen in the episode but happens like later on in like a series where they like have something and then it like comes back like but it doesn't necessarily involve that particular episode?
Mr. Incorporated.
They do that
Heavily.
'Cause I like that's cool. Like
we have to do that series with you.
Yeah.
Because I think you would really, really like it. But yeah, Mr. Incorporated. So we have this series, then our next series is going to be Shaggy and Scooby-Doo Get a Clue. So it'll be our series after that.
Awesome.
But yeah, that series, Mr. Incorporated, is like there's 3 series where you have to watch the episodes in order for it to make sense. Where, you know, what's new Scooby-Doo, you really don't have to.
Yeah, that's true.
But Mr. Incorporated is like the heaviest series that you have to watch in order. And so yeah, everything like everything connects.
Yeah.
And, in the first episode, actually, I mean, not necessarily like a cold open or whatever, but Daphne finds a locket as they're trying to solve the mystery and whatever. This locket has these two people in it, a man and a woman, and whatever. And anyway, so they solve the mystery within the episode.
Yeah.
And she's like, wait, what does this locket have to do with anything? Like,
yeah.
And the criminal's like, I've never seen that before. Like, I don't know. And then at the end of the episode, they're kind of chilling, hanging out, mystery solved, whatever. And then the phone rings, and they're like, oh, hey. Yeah, and because they're at a radio station. And so they're like, hey, you called K. Ghoul, like, what's, type of thing. Anyway, and the guy's like, you found the locket, you just caused the curse, and type thing. So I don't know if that's kind of what
that's kind of like that kind of a thing where you have to like connect episodes to get like the full story, which I like. That, like not just like a one-off kind of thing where it's like one episode done. So yeah, that's interesting. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, I love that series.
Yeah.
I mean, again, that one's very lore heavy for Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this simple locket in the first episode is what basically causes everything to happen in that series, and we actually don't even learn what the locket has to do with anything, I don't think, till season 2.
Yeah, okay, that's cool.
It's like, I mean, there's only 2 seasons in that series,
right.
But yeah, they find this locket, and they're like, why, it doesn't connect to the episode's mystery and whatever, and then you don't really get an explanation of it throughout the first season, but then, like, once we get into the second season, we learn, like, it belonged to so-and-so, it connects to this, they belong to this, and that's why this is happening. Anyway, I don't know, I really enjoy, like what you were saying. And I love that in that series, what started it was just a simple locket.
Yeah, like one little object, and then it, like, blows out to, this whole thing.
Yeah, it's like something so small you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, okay, yeah, that's just another clue, and then it's like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah, what is that? And it's like, and you're super intrigued by it now.
Yeah.
It's like such a good, like, starting point to something that keeps the audience hooked.
The little tune that the locket plays.
Oh.
Gives me goosebumps.
Creepy.
It is creepy. Anyway.
Oh, sorry, we ran off. Sorry about that. I was like, I'm interested in this.
Yes, please do that. I think you'll.
Is that the one with the Twin Peaks references?
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I love Twin Peaks.
Yes. Yeah, and they get the original dancing guy.
The dancing, dwarf, or like, is he, like, I can't remember what anyway, yeah.
Yeah,
the little person.
Comes in, voices his same character
yeah,
for the series.
So cool. That's awesome.
So we had Bruce Wilkinson in this episode. I literally just put billionaire.
Yeah, billionaire backing contest.
I kind of didn't get why he lost all of his money.
I don't think that was really explained. Apparently he just was not a good money manager.
Well, that's, I'm like, did he just invest in the wrong things?
Yeah, he was kind of a jerk, but I also kind of felt bad at the end because he was, like, working. Like, he had to, he was working at the lodge.
I didn't feel bad. I was like, the way this was home. Like, he was like, oh, you're here for the competition. Like, he just sounded so, like, uppity.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can do some work, sir. Learn to work for your money instead of just trying to, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. So, you've convinced me. Now I hate him.
Okay, good. Now we both hate him.
Now I'm gonna...
Never want to see you again. We had Gretchen. She is the only girl snowboarder.
Yeah, and she was like Russian or something.
Yeah,
I think. Or I don't know. Yeah.
I kind of thought it was funny when Fred first meets her. She's like, "Oh, silly boy," and kind of pulls him towards her. And it's just like she almost like leads him on, and is just like, nope,
and then she's like, goes down the hill, and he's like, duh. She was kind of funny.
We had Avalanche Anderson, who I guess is a snowboarder, but like did snowboarding movie stunts.
Yeah,
That's kind of
how
where
he
he's
got-
kept his fame.
Yeah. Because Fred was like so excited to see him.
Yeah.
He was like, oh my gosh, Avalanche Anderson. Like, more excited, I think, than seen anyone else.
Yeah. And he got attacked by the monster, hurt his leg as well.
Yep.
So now both him and Fred are stuck in a cast.
Yep. I was like, Chris Klug, Avalanche Anderson.
Oh yeah,
Fred.
Krista.
And then who else? Those are the three like snowboarders that we and then we have Theodore, the trail manager, the creeper.
Yeah, creeper.
I know, yeah, I didn't catch that he was like the trail manager, so I was just like, maintenance guy?
Yeah, basically. Cranky. There's always a cranky maintenance
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. Just like, what are you guys doing here?
Yep.
I'm trying to do my job.
Exactly.
Yeah, he got mad that Fred broke his leg.
Yeah, he's like, he's like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm helping Fred or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, they're like, get away from him. And he's like, you meddling kids on my trail.
Which, to be fair, they were on his trail.
Yeah.
And then called him a creeper. And
Yeah.
he was like, oh, okay.
He probably just like walks, as he walks all weird because he got injured. So they're probably like,
Yeah.
oh, look at him. He's like walking all creepy.
Yeah.
Well, you mean kids.
Teenagers.
And then Nancy, we already talked about. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, that's all the characters, I
Yeah.
believe.
Mm-hmm.
So our villain for this episode he's just called a snow creature. So he didn't have like a specific name. But he's basically like this big, blocky ice creature.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like his design. I'm a sucker for ice creatures. Like,
Yeah.
Really?
not specifically snow creatures, but ice creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, he really reminds me of, like, the ice creature in Frozen.
Oh, yeah.
Marshmallow.
Yeah, Marshmallow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like his design. I just,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, I do like he didn't really talk, he's like a creature.
Yeah.
But I was a little disappointed, like, he didn't have any sort of ice powers or anything, he just chased him around.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there was no lore attached to him either, he just kind of showed up.
Yeah, kind of like the one from the other Ski Lodge episode. He
Yeah,
just shows
yeah.
up randomly and attacks people.
Yeah, that's right, this is like her second ice creature.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's going to be another one eventually in this series.
It's kind of a popular thing.
So the criminal ended up being Avalanche, like we had said, and
Yeah.
I didn't understand. He just wanted to be the best snowboarder again.
Yeah, I guess, was he trying to just eliminate all the other people?
Yeah, so that he could be crowned the best.
Which
again.
would be stupid because he would just win by default. So
Yeah.
it's like,
You're not even winning for skill. Like
he was kind of dumb. So let's.
it's like the fans from Legend of the Vampire
Yeah.
that
they
wanted
just-
to win by default.
Yeah.
They don't seem to care about integrity.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
He also obviously faked his leg injury.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Fred and Chris had to actually get hurt.
Yeah.
It's like he had no. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was done. Sorry.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
sorry.
He was just like, oh, let me just break your legs. It's fine for the competition.
Yeah. He didn't have a care in the world about hurting someone.
Yeah, which is kind of dark. Of course, it's lighthearted in the episode, but it's kind of dark. He
Yeah.
literally injured these people. For what? Like, no money,
Yeah.
no cash. Like, for what?
For fame,
Yeah.
identity, recognition of being a jerk.
Maybe that's why he's in cahoots with Nancy Chang, because she was gonna
Yeah.
blow it
Yeah.
up on the news, and he was like,
True!
maybe.
Ooh, we're onto something. This is the real mystery of what's new.
Yeah.
Because I was like, if it wasn't really if they felt like that wasn't really a big deal, like the whole competition, then I don't know what his motives were.
Yeah.
Definitely maybe possibilities for some other things going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And he also had weird hair.
Yeah!
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Like, his hair looks just...
I'll admit, I feel like it's very, early 2000s hair.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
Y2K
Kinda
hair.
spiky.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Oh man.
So, that's all the characters. I wanted to ask, though, this is our first time hearing Mindy Cohn, and technically not Greg Griffin. She voiced Daphne in the puppet one, but she had to do like a kid version, so you couldn't really get a total sense of her as Daphne.
Yeah.
But what did you think of Mindy Cohn as Velma and Grey Griffin as Daphne here, now that we're going to be hearing them for quite a while?
I liked Mindy Cohn. I was like, oh, I know her from, Facts of Life.
Yeah, Facts of Life.
And I was like, oh, she's perfect. Like, I think it fits her very well. Like, her voice fits her very well. And, Grey Griffin, I like her voice. Daphne, just kind of like, I don't know, it fits both of them.
Yeah.
Their characters very well. So.
Yeah, I agree. It didn't feel, like, off. Like, sometimes when it's, like, really different, it takes me a minute to get used to it. But it really didn't take me that long. I was just like, okay. And then I kind of, like, just didn't think about it. So it really just flowed well with them and their characters.
Yeah, I agree.
And you've been hearing Grey Griffin for a while because we've been watching the newer Scoobies and stuff.
Yeah, which could be a part of it, but that's,
Like her and Mindy Cohn did these characters in Mystery Incorporated, and we watched that whole series.
Right.
Kate McCucci, who voices Velma now, took over the role in Be Cool, Scooby-Doo. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
that series is where the change kind of happens. But Grey Griffin's still doing it. This also has Casey Kasem. Again, this is his last series of Scooby-Doo, technically, before he passed away. But I love that his final role was in the last episode of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated as Shaggy's dad. So.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know. I love that. And it's a funny kind of line because, people are like, oh, it's Shaggy's like a teenage hippie, and like there's even a joke in Scoob. It's kind of like what a middle-aged man would think a teenage hippie sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last episode of Mystery Incorporated, Shaggy is basically like trying to tell his mom, like, no, we're lazy hippies type of thing, whatever. Like, we don't do anything, we don't accomplish anything type of thing. And Casey Kasem's last line as Shaggy's dad is, I don't buy that for a second. He's basically saying, this character I created, I don't buy that for a second. So I think it's funny.
That's awesome.
So, okay. That's the episode. What did you guys think? Are you excited for more?
Yeah, I'm excited for more.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited to see more of the series.
Yeah. I did like the whole, I mentioned when we were watching the whole, it reminded me of Rear Window when Fred gets that Alfred Hitchcock movie. He gets injured and he has a broken leg and he's watching out for Daphne in the back window and he can't do anything. And I just love that whole kind of a nice little throw out to the master of mystery, Alfred Hitchcock. So I was like, that's cool. And he's just can't do anything and it kind of makes you scared for Daphne and I kind of like that, but I thought that was cool. That's the one thing I wanted to mention that reminded me of. But
another little mention that you can say too. I told you guys when we weren't recording, but the romps in this series, at least most of them, I don't know if all, but most of them are actual real songs you can go look up and add to your music library, listen to. So.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's fun. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So that is our first episode of What's New Scooby-Doo. We are in a new era, getting into their teenage years, fully diving in now.
Yeah.
So let's get to our joke. I didn't pick one out ahead of time.
Is there an ice monster joke?
I tried looking,
or
and there wasn't.
Abominable snowman?
Yeah. Okay, you ready for this joke?
I'm ready to laugh.
Hopefully. How do you keep a giant monster from charging?
How?
Take away its credit cards.
It's funny. That is a knee slapper.
I love a joke book.
Yeah, love joke books.
All right. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for listening. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, we would love it if you gave us a review on there. That helps us out so we know what we're doing good, what we're not doing good. So really appreciate it if you do. Really appreciate these recent reviews. Thank you so much. If you would like to get in contact with us, you can email us at sdlegendpodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at sdlegendpodcast. So thank you all for listening, tuning in. Here we go, new era of the timeline.
Yay!
That's gonna do it.
Yay!
Woohoo! We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye!
Bye.